Yes, YouTube, what is going on? We are back with another brilliant episode of UK Prison Stories. I'm the host with the most, Carl Aldred. Now, I am not condoning the opinions of this prisoner. I'm not saying I agree with the opinions of this prisoner. This is one prisoner's opinion of snitches, of informers. Call them what you... rats, grasses, lowlifes, cooperators, wearing a wire, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people would have a low opinion of those sort of people. People that would save their own neck in order to get off with it, get off with a crime. Now, again, I'm not giving you an opinion either way. I'm not saying he's right, I'm not saying he's wrong. Don't go to prison and you won't have these problems. But if you're out on a bit of work, you're not going to be out on a bit of work with someone that you think might snitch on you. That's what I don't understand, when people give extra praise when two people get arrested, one gets off, one goes away, but they give extra praise to the man that didn't inform. You you wouldn't be on that bit of work with a person if you thought they was going to inform in the first place. So sort of, it's like giving praise to someone. They go, "Oh, he's a really good parent." So, why do you deserve praise for doing the bare minimum? Yeah. Who do they really care about? Can they really care about themselves? If they're willing to sell their friends down the river, some people would say, not myself, it's very hard to come out with a good reason and why they did it. Usually it's because they either can't do the jail time, or they're jealous, or they're hating. Those are the only two reasons really why you could sort of think why someone would do it. And I'm not condoning that behaviour either. I'm just saying that's probably what they do. You always can tell who's definitely not by the people that done bare jail. Yeah. Untold prison, yeah. Oh yeah, I've done bare jail, so I can't be a snitch. But it's true, it is true, yeah. I've done 10 years, right? The amount of times I've had people come into the interview afterwards and go, blah, blah, blah. It's so easy for someone to go, yeah, alright, yeah. How do you know I didn't? Because I ended up doing the time. But imagine if you was looking at 40 years. Would you be man enough to hold your tongue and not grass your mates up? There's a lot of geezers that would do that, by the way, because if they wouldn't, the jails would be empty. If there was all snitches, jails would be empty. But they are few and far between, because the normal wings in most prisons are full of snitches. It's very popular nowadays to snitch. Again, I'm not saying whether it's right, I'm not saying whether it's wrong. Each to their own. But if you knew that someone was a snitch, or they'd snitched in the past, how could you really have it with them? Because surely you could never trust them. Because if the shit hit the fan, then maybe it'd be your turn to be looking at a bit of bird while they're carrying on with their lives. I'm going to try and let this one run. I'm just going to try and not stop it too much. Let's hear the views of this man.
It's all being a grass. So I'll start with question one. What do you think about snitches? Or what do you think about people being grasses?
They're the lowest of the low, aren't they? They're the scum of the earth.
Yeah, can you expand a bit more? Why?
Well, if you told on someone, haven't you? You've been a rat. A rat will do anything to survive. People that choose to snitch and tell, and speak to people, speak on people to get themselves out of the situation. It don't come lower than that. Like some people are snitching and not even in a situation. They're snitching for free. Like that's what's going on at the moment.
Do you think that's just because of the way they are as a person?
Well, obviously your name is everything, isn't it? Like your name is what your kids are going to live under, and some people don't give a fuck about their name or whatever. I don't know how snitches' minds work in it, but my opinion on it, they don't give a fuck. They've got no self-respect. Fucking snitches are grasses. They're just disgusting, aren't they?
So you think that some people, when they snitch, that is just the kind of person that they are. That's the way they're
They've got
built
no
up.
strength out there. They've got no character. They've got no strength. They took the easy option, haven't they, to save them fucking selves. Do you know what I mean?
So, what is your definition of a snitch?
No, there's many different combinations and types of snitches, and how they're snitching, what they're snitching for, what they're trying to achieve, what the outcome is, or why they're snitching. But you know, if you choose to live outside of the law and you speak to the police, you're a snitch. Anything more than your name and date of birth when you get stopped, you're a fucking snitch. Simple as that. Let alone getting around to writing things down on pen and paper. You know, if you speak to a police officer or anybody official where somebody else is going to be indicted, you know, their shit's going to come on top, you're going to get yourself out of that situation by cooperating with the police, speaking to them, telling them information, you know, telling about events that are going to take place or what have took place. Then you are a fucking snitch. You're a grass.
Okay, so why do you think people snitch?
I don't know. There's those that have obviously in a situation where they're getting offered deals to go home, and they come down in them court cells and they say, look, you tell us now today what we want to know. Go upstairs, sell your codies out. Yeah, you can go home today. So that's one situation to get themselves home. You know, there's people out there jealous, snitching. There's snitches out. There's just snitches everywhere, isn't there? I don't really know, but just people do that snitching shit for free. I don't know.
If that same deal that you just talked about was offered to you and you was facing life in prison, what would you do?
What if the prosecution come and ask me to sell my codies out?
Yeah.
And I'd tell them to fuck right off, innit? No, that's not going to happen, you know what I mean?
So
Obviously.
if they were saying to you, you'll do 35 years today, or if you speak to us, you're walking out of court today, if you cooperate,
What would you do? That's what I'm saying. That sort of thing happens all the time. You're in the court cell, the barrister comes in and says, we both know you're going to get 40 years in the morning. All you've got to do is tell on those two up there, over there. You're never going to see them again. You never got to deal with them again. You never got to deal with their families or their friends again. Snitch and go home. What would you do? Would you say, no thank you, I'll do the 40 years? Or would you snitch? It's easy to say, isn't it? It's very easy to say, I'll never snitch. Well, I've looked at double figures, like in the interview, when I'm sitting there thinking, "Calm, mate, I'll be looking at double figures here." And at the end of it, they go, "Have you got any info for us?" Once the interviews tapes are turned off and your solicitor's left the room, I've always said no. But I've never looked at 30, because everyone can do a 10, do 5, do 8, do 7. Everyone can do 15, do 7, do 10. Could you do a 40, knowing that you might not even get out after 40? Yeah, those are the serious questions people got to say, innit? Don't just go, "Oh, no, I'll never snitch." Seriously think, could you do 40 years if it was offered you on a plate that you didn't have to?
what they're willing to.
Also go QE on your codies.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to do that. But you know, you've got to put yourself in that position where if you're indicted on an offence, you're getting 35 years. If you're lucky, you're coming here with us, local BCAT, it pops off in here. But you ain't coming here. You're going to Franklin, full Sutton, Long Latin, and all the headache that entails. Do you know what I mean? So put yourself in that position where you're sat there in them court cells, and they come down with one of them wigs on and start chatting. Yo, 35 years. Or you can go home today, sell your codies out. You got to think what type of guy you got to be to say see you later to your baby girl, say see you later to your kids, say see you later to life for 35 fucking years and all that good shit. Or be a grass. What type of person does it say to tell that person, nah, not today. I'm not grassing today. No way.
So what do you think about that kind of guy who's willing to do 35 years and say goodbye to all that?
That's a proper guy. They're the guys that I respect in it. Do you know what I mean? These people out there, legitimate people that have been entangled into some sort of joint enterprise crime, and they've been nicked with a mate who were dope boys, and they ain't done nothing wrong. Legitimate people and you get offered them deals and they still don't speak. Do you know what I mean? So that in my opinion, you don't come stronger than that, do you?
What does someone achieve by snitching?
I don't know, obviously there's all different types of levels of snitching in it, but you know, obviously to get themselves out of the situation, someone will snitch. I reckon there's people that are getting minimal amounts of money off the police for snitching, but I don't think the police have got no money. They haven't even got stereos in the patrol cars anymore. When you get nicked in the Kia seat now, they haven't got a fucking radio in the car, so you can't have that much fucking money. So there'll be people snitching for money. There'll be snitching, people just snitching because they've just got nothing better to do. You know what I mean? They're just snitching for the sake of snitching, like, you know what I mean? For example, like my granddad built a wall at home in his own land, yeah, the most landscaped up house on the street, and people are ringing the council complaining about the wall. Like, what are they getting out of that? Do you know what I mean? What are they achieving? It's fucking just because they've got nothing better to do.
What do you think to people who associate with snitches?
Well, if you're a snitch, you're a known snitch, you're out there, someone's convicted, something you've done, you've said, yeah, or you've been giving information to the fucking police, however you've done it, yeah, and you're hanging around with that person, yeah, then that makes you what they are. If you accept a snitch, a grass, a rat into your company, yeah, you are what they are. Like, they don't come lower than that. Like, paedophiles, rapists, child molesters, all them types of people, they fall into the same category as a snitch. Because if they come to jail, that's who they'd be living with. So you might as, would you get about with a paedophile? Would you? You know what I mean? Would you sit in Boulevard popping bottles with a fucking nonce? Do you know what I mean? If you knew he was a convicted fucking sex offender? Probably, yeah, but you know what I mean? It doesn't seem to deter people. People just want to forget about these snitches, do you know what I mean? And not maybe hold them accountable. They need running out and staying away, do you know what I mean? You're chilling with the grass, you're profiting from the grass, you're a fucking grass yourself, you're a snitch, you're a dirty fucking rat.
Is there...
People are judged by the company they keep. There's no saying, you're judged by the company you keep, so if you're hanging about with grass, what are people going to judge you to be?
snitches in prison?
Yeah, loads of them.
And what do you think about them?
They're just like any other snitch, you know, selfish individuals, you know what I mean? We're in B-Cat training now, you know what I mean? There'll be people snitching to go to C-Cat, and then you get to a C-Cat, these people snitching fucking to go to a D-Cat so they can go home every weekend, do you know what I mean? Like, and they're doing fucking a year, 2 years. If you can't sit down on a mattress for fucking 2 years and do your time, then what sort of a man are you? Do you know what I mean? If you have to piss on somebody else's parade, you know, reporting things to the fucking Jakes and all that, and telling the screws where things are on the wing and all that type of shit. I don't know. I've never been approached to be a snitch. I don't even know how. I don't know how they sign up to be one. But
have you ever associated with any snitches?
Nah, not that I know of. Obviously there'll be ones blending around us, won't there? That we don't know about, but not knowingly, no.
What happens?
They're everywhere. They are everywhere. Especially in jail, they're everywhere. Even on the street, they're everywhere. Loose lips sink ships. That is definitely a forgotten about saying. Nobody abides by that anymore.
If a known snitch comes to prison?
It depends where they land in it and who they land with. If they land out of town and no one knows them, then they'll probably just fly under the radar, won't they? And everyone will just be cracking on with them. But if they land where people know there's a snitches, depends what type of characters you land around, doesn't it? Me personally, I'm at that point in my life now where I want to go home, do you know what I mean? I want to go home, and anyone that respects me will respect that. So if I'm on a win with a snitch, you know, you don't have to be violent, you don't have to be brave, you don't have to be confrontational. Anyone can just ignore a snitch, can't they? Don't come in my personal space, stay away from me, do you know what I mean? There's no excuse why everyone can't be like that.
And is it true that snitches get caught in jail?
I don't know about all that, but who knows? Probably people doing that. I don't know, mate, but obviously it will be happening. I don't know though.
So if a snitch lands on the wing today in the next 10 minutes, what's Jack Lloyd going to do about it? Right now,
I'm going to do nothing. Obviously, I'm doing nothing. I'm looking to go home in it. I'm sure someone will take that one for the team.
Okay. Why do people snitch in prison then?
Obviously, like I say, they want decategorising, don't they? They want them moved away. They want them tags. They want that cat D. They want them C cats. They want, and then they just have the ones that are just snitching because they must get something from it. They must get something inside the body that makes them feel good.
Are people who live normal lives that involve the police snitches?
Obviously not. That's just part of life. That's if you've been programmed that way. You've been brought up to live by the law. Then obviously you can't bring them people into question. Do you know what I mean? And if you're stupid enough to have them types of people around you and they're getting embroiled in some sort of shit with you, then you wouldn't expect them to do anything else, would you?
Do you think that there are more snitches now than there was 10 years ago?
Now
100%. Everything is incentivised to be a snitch. Crime Watch is for snitches, isn't it, really? Some people will say, I mean, oh, look, someone's committed a crime, phone up this number anonymously, rat on a rat. And like, I know people say, what, Crime Watch, these innocent people, they get it? Yeah, but they're not always innocent people, are they? Sometimes it's like, they'll be showing like England's Most Wanted, and it won't be members of the public phoning up, grassing him up. It'll be the geezer's enemies, the haters out there grassing him up. Everything is geared towards snitch. Snitch on your neighbour. Snitch on, is your neighbour going out? Is your neighbour going out and not abiding by? Snitch on them then. You know, everything is geared up to be a little snitch.
There's always been snitches, and I'm just probably more aware of them now as I've grown up than what it was back then. But there's always been snitches, haven't there, for as long as there's ever been. There's been rats and grasses and snitches forever since time began.
Who is the most well-known snitch that you know?
Frank Lucas, American Gangster. Obviously, everyone goes on about it. Watch the film. Frank Lucas. He told on the police, yeah, but he's still told, innit? And that's not what being a gangster is. You know what I mean? Silence to the gristle. You know what I mean? That take your punishment, sit down, do your time, shake hands with your codies and that dog, and go your separate ways. That's what being a gangster is. So, American Gangster, Frank Lucas told on the police, yeah, but he still told, innit? He told.
Do people snitch and carry on from property, from crime afterwards?
Obviously, of course you do. It's in fashion out there now, isn't it?
Do you know anyone who does that?
Not off the top of my head, no, but I'm pretty sure, I'm definite that goes on, doesn't it?
Okay. Are active criminals who haven't ever been caught all snitches?
Say all of them are, but you know, comes into question when, you know, I've done myself, I've spent a little time out since I've been 16 years old. I get out, you know, I ain't going home in my comfy bed. They put me in approved premises for 3 months, and the shit that all entails. You slam a hostel door too hard, and I'm getting recalled, standard recall, violent index offence, no FTR, 28 days, you're home, standard recall, your licence is 3 years, you're going away for 3 years, they're letting you out for a little 6 months left. So when you see these guys up in the RS3s, RS6s, Golf Rs, you know, fucking doing all that type of shit, and they're never getting nipped, it brings into question, like, how are they carrying on like that? And I can't even slam a door too loud in an approved premises when I come home and not get recalled. So they must be on some types of fuckery, mustn't they?
What do you
100%, mate. 100%.
think should happen to snitches?
They should just be exiled from wherever they're at, whatever estate they're off. Whoever chats to them, you know, they should be just banished, put away, gone. Like, no one deals with them, no one speaks to them, no one talks to them. They're just told to move, leaving it, like, get away from us. We don't want you near us.
Okay, well that's the end of the interview now. So thank you very much for your time, Jack.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for your time, Jack. Do you agree with him? Do you not disagree? Do you agree with him? Do you disagree with him? Many people would agree with him. Many people would think his views don't go far enough. Many people would think, dare that criminal have any sort of view against anything. But nobody likes someone that you don't really trust. And how can you really trust a snitch? If he's informed once, he's probably going to do it again and again. And he's probably already done it a million times as well. That's the bottom line. If you enjoyed that, hit subscribe and we'll chat again. Adios.